Hey, we are live. We are live up in this mug. Kenneth, yo, what up? Oh, 1 second.
KDL.
Where's wants to be dumb? Show me smart and show me strong. I don't know which one of us is smart and which one of us is strong, but
I'm definitely not strong, and I'm definitely not smart.
Man, you're putting a lot of pressure on me then to be those things.
Yeah, you need to pick up the slack here, Germ.
Let's see what I can do. You don't seem choppy anymore. KDL, does he seem?
Is that better?
Maybe a little.
I think it's the background that's fucking with me.
Think so?
I think.
I mean, it ain't terrible. It ain't terrible. I'll say that. It could be a lot.
Okay, that's better. That's better.
Toy. Let's see if I still have. Do I still have my backgrounds? Where's my backgrounds? What the deuce? Let's see. Yeah, save background. There's my boy. All right. KDL says good enough. All right, good enough for government work. What's up, guys? For those that are here, thank you. You just saw us, but we figured, you know what? Instead of waiting until Saturday or Friday or Thursday even, looking all swell, we're going to get back at it real quick with a review of UFC 325. We'll probably talk about some other things. I don't think the review will take that long, but there are definitely other things happening in the world. Sports, Super Bowl week. Who you got?
I got the Chargers. The Bills.
Go
Bills
Chargers.
Mafia. Bills Mafia, baby. Come on, son.
I'm low key.
I'm kidding. I'm
Bills
going for the
fan.
Broncos. Everybody knows.
Low key Bills fan over here, man.
I like Josh Allen. I don't know fuck all about football.
None of those teams you named are in the Super Bowl, Dylan.
I know. That's the joke, Germ. It's the Seahawks and the Patriots. But the Marshawn Lynch isn't on the Seahawks. He's retired, so I don't care about them.
Did you see that joke? Someone said they should bring Marshawn Lynch if there's a 4th and goal. They should bring him in for just that play to redeem what they did 10 years ago.
That was old school.
I did watch that one. I'm like, bring him in.
Watch that one. They need that redemption.
A little bit. I don't know. I don't have who I want to win. I don't care. Like, I'm neither a Patriots fan nor am I a Seahawks fan.
What did Marshawn say?
It's easy to be.
I'm just here not to get fined.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, yeah.
I'm just here so I don't get fined,
man. But yeah, I don't care. I don't care either way who wins. I do. I just hope it's a good football game. You know what I'm saying? Like last Super Bowl, it was an absolute massacre. It was Eagles just bending over the Chiefs, which I wasn't necessarily mad about because I got kind of tired of the Chiefs. But like, dude, let's see a better game. You know
I like the brother rivalry there.
Yeah, that was cool. That was cool. It was easy to cheer for one brother over the other. I'll tell you that much. Well, I mean, speaking of that, it's just a real shame that this year we don't get to see Taylor Swift. You know, like that's really unfortunate.
Hey, do you think
now that I think about it, I don't even think I want to watch the game. You know, what's that?
Do you think that was manufactured?
I mean, hold on a second. Hello, Colleen. How you doing?
Colleen.
Jeremy, you trying to use a background to cover up your how shitty your Wi-Fi is. Funny thing, Meg, it's actually Dylan who has the shitty Wi-Fi today, but it's all good now. Do I think that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce is a PR stunt manufactured thing? I lean towards yes. Reason being, probably similar to you. If you look at Travis Kelce's history with the ladies, and KDL says 100% manufacturing.
He likes them.
If you look at
he likes assistants.
He likes assistants, or like big booty Latinas, you know, and Taylor Swift is neither of those. Like she's not even close to those things. And I don't know. People can grow. People can change. People can, your taste might change a little, but it doesn't go from that to this tall spaghetti leg girl. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't add up to me. So, but what? But like, why? What? Who benefits?
The NFL.
As Sousa.
The NFL has a better PR team than any campaigning politician. Campaigning politicians don't seem to understand that you need to go to market where people aren't going to vote for you. They only go to market where they're fucking, like you're only going to Democratic cities if you're a Democrat to have rallies, and same thing with on the right, And it's like you need to hit the audience that aren't already going to vote for you. And so the NFL already has their demographic of people who watch, and who is a vast majority of people who don't watch the NFL, probably teenage, like probably somewhere from like 15 to 25-year-old girls. Bring in fucking T Swift, dude. You got another fucking couple million fans.
Oh yes, yeah. So you're same boat. Like we're both pretty gosh darn sure that this, but now like I get like.
I just don't think any corporation doesn't function without purpose in anything that they do.
True. But what I was going to say is you got the fans now. They're contingent on this relationship. Are they contingent on this relationship lasting? Or was it something – because it's lasting. These mofos are about to get married. So then that's why I'm like, maybe it is real, because they're actually going to get married. And, and that's kind of – but we've seen relationships marriages that weren't legit, I guess, or weren't really based on love. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it wasn't, I don't know. If it's fake, then why is the relationship still going when they've already gotten their fan base? They've already gotten their people. They've already gotten what they wanted.
Dude, it's just like how every company every year always does some kind of sale for something, Black Friday sale, whether it be Christmas sale or fucking Valentine's Day sale. They know it's a flash in the pan, a short burst, but fuck, how many jerseys did they sell during that era? They'll find their new niche, and I'm not saying that it couldn't have evolved into something real. I'm just saying it might have been something, a PR stunt to start with. What we got? Joseph just talking the usual shit. Whose
Wi-Fi are you stealing? Do you have a background and working Wi-Fi? The neighbors, dude. Cool people. Megan says they are already married now. They have to have the public wedding. So
they went
to go to Vegas or
document at the JOP, and now they're going to do like an official one.
G is encouraging you to talk about love.
Yeah.
Talk about love, baby.
Yeah.
Dylan, the love doctor.
Man, I'm not certain that any fucking billionaire is capable of love, but
yeah. That's a good point. That's a really good point. At what point, how much money, fame has to happen before you just completely here's a great example where you just completely lose touch with reality. And I didn't watch it, but obviously it's all over everyone's feed. Are these celebrities at, was it the Grammys or
the Grammys
last time? And you got
you're gonna get me going,
Billy. Here we go. Let's go. Let's get some hot takes. You get Billie Eilish up there talking about
she's 20 years old
on stolen land. Like, what amount of delusion or money or fame or all three do you have to get to say something that stupid? And
you have to be a multi-millionaire 16-year-old, super famous. You don't.
Greta Thunberg went to school longer than she did.
She has no perspective. It's just it's absolutely vapid in her statement. For one, by saying, no one's illegal in stolen land, says nothing. It's been said and washed through the fucking ringer by every stupid ass celebrity every 10 years for the last fucking 100 years.
She sucks. Yep.
So, And I don't even know if she sucks. She's probably fine. She's probably some emotional fucking 20-year-old girl. Like, who gives a fuck what she says is my point.
I agree. But
the fact that it carries
the thing is, so many people care.
Ridiculous.
Yes, it's true. You're 100% right. That's what pisses me off, is that there are so many people who there are cousins, or there are, neighbors, and they just eat that up. They're like, she's right. There's no like, they don't have that second that most people, and I'm not saying I'm smart, but like people that actually think, they don't have that like, hold on a second, what did she just say? Let me actually break that down. Let me do some research. How many civilizations exist that were conquered by other people that still, like all of them? Wait. You're telling me that every civilization that's ever existed, someone used to live there, someone else came in, took it from them, and so should we just not have borders? Should we just not have,
it doesn't.
Why have any?
It doesn't even come close to reaching any kind of depth that way. She has a PR team, and she feels emotional about a friend or something, and so she's gonna say kind of her stance, so to speak. And if you found any kind of profundity in it, I would challenge you to maybe read a few history books. Not the ones that were given to you in high school, but just some. Yeah. Go to the library, pick out some history books, and read about history, and start there. Trust me, there's
some people.
There's so much more profundity out there in the world than what Billie Eilish has to say on the border crisis.
Like, Colleen says, so you're saying once you get money, you completely lose all sense of reality? Not necessarily, but it sure is a step in the direction of losing a bunch of sense of reality.
I don't think you have a grasp on reality. I don't know, I don't know how much of a real grasp on reality I have as a 31-year-old male, but I have some perspective by going through some fucking life, man. And one thing that you don't get by becoming a superstar at 15, 16 years old is any kind of real life experience. So, I got to say, I'm not Billie Eilish for any
now, some people do have life experience at 16 years old. Usually it's some kind of trauma, some kind of whatever. But those are the people that usually have a grasp on things if they're able to work through that trauma and they heal from it. And then they're usually the people that are like, I think of someone like Ben Carson, Dr. Ben Carson. He had ran for president back in 2016. He was raised in the, just mom in the household, and no dad, terrible neighborhood, but so he went through some trauma, you could say, right?
At 16, the perspective doesn't come until 16 years later. True. Like you have to apply that trauma that you experience, whatever it is, which I fucking hate that word, by the way. I've used it, but I think
trauma.
Yeah, it's thrown around way too fucking much. But we'll call it trauma, whatever. You gotta have that, and then start applying it and misusing it, and then getting some perspective shift on it, and going like, oh wow, like I'm not a victim for every fucking thing. And you got to see other perspectives in life by dealing with other people in the real world and getting fired from jobs and going through hardships on your own, navigating said trauma that was programmed into you, and then you start realizing, oh wow, like I'm not what happened to me as a kid. I'm shaping my own self to be my own person, and I actually have some perspective and some.
I love when you get fired up. I love when you get.
Let's go. And hey, shout out to fucking Jelly Roll, and shout out to Brandon Lake for talking about Jesus Christ, baby.
That was cool.
I'm sure there was people fucking sweating and melting in there when they were talking about Jesus Christ.
They weren't happy. Speaking of people there, did you see? Megan says, did you see the girls? 2 girls, it sounds like, who didn't stand up during the ice out ovation and got shit because of it. I didn't see it, but it is not surprising. That crowd. That's why if you, again, KDL was being funny. He said, you guys watch the Grammys? No, but we see the highlights of it. But I don't know whether it was the Grammys or the Emmys or the Oscars or whatever, but Ricky Gervais, the comedian, he was a couple of years ago or whatever, he hosted them. And man, have you seen any of the Ricky Gervais where he like laid into them? He's like, none of you have any idea of like the real world and the average everyday sin. So accept the award, thank your God, and shut the F up. Like, I was just like, and they like pan the crowd and everyone's like, I'm like, yeah, Someone's got to tell you. You guys think you know everything and have the right to tell us how to live and who we should vote for. And we all have to agree with you that ICE is this, that, and the next thing. It's like, stop it.
And the other thing
I'm trying to keep up on these comments, by the way. Joseph said,
we're moving up.
I love it. This is lame. I'm putting my clothes back on. You're lost, Jeremy. Patience, Joseph. We're getting there. We're getting there, dude. We're getting there. I love it. What did
Colleen said?
Colleen. Oh, sorry, my bad.
Colleen said, "Thank you for summarizing my life."
That's funny, dude.
And the other thing
did Jelly actually sing? Did he just like accept an award? Or
I don't know.
What did he win?
Watch the fucking shit, dude. I just fucking saw the speeches. You know.
Of course he. Colleen says Jelly got shit. Of course he did. Like people.
Yeah, his speech was phenomenal because he said, "I don't give a fuck about your political ideology. I don't. That no politician is my savior. Jesus Christ is my savior, and he could be your savior as well." That was his message. That was Brandon Lake's message, and everybody else wanted to talk about a bunch of fucking nonsense. Which, to be fair, those awards are fucking dog shit nonsense anyhow. So whatever. Do you?
Most of the time, whoever wins, not every time. There's some legit, but there are a lot of times that someone wins, and you're like, for real, like. You sure about that? Like who votes on this? You know what I'm saying?
But also, Jelly got shit for his speech. Like, you're gonna look. I typically don't like even get to the point of rolling my eyes to that, just because I'm like, yeah, dude. Like Christ said, like that's what's gonna happen.
Yes, we should not be surprised by a lot of what we're seeing, which is funny. So not only did he say it, but like I go to one of my favorite movies now. I'm not comparing Jesus Christ's words to a Hollywood movie, but they're one of my favorite movies of all time. Seven, Brad Pitt, Morgan Freeman. What's the villain or the bad guy in that movie? Have you ever seen
Kevin Spacey?
Kevin Spacey. It's about 7 deadly sins, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Well, towards the end.
What's in the box?
Yeah, exactly. Towards the end, they're the detectives. They John Doe gave himself up, but he wants to take him to one more spot to show him his last sin, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Now, what I'm getting at is the speech that Morgan Freeman's character gives Brad Pitt's character. He said, they're like wiring up, doing all the thing. He said, I swear I live a lot of my life by this, where like my kids can do something, I'm not surprised. Something happens to me, I'm not surprised. Meaning, he said, he's like, you need to keep your cool, you need to keep your head on straight. If we get there and John Doe, the Kevin Spacey character, if his skin starts coming off and he's the devil himself, I don't want you to be surprised. Yep. And I've taken that and been like, yeah, that's I'm not really surprised by most of what we see, whether it be Hollywood, now these Epstein files, what we see, these sad things that we see. Like I enjoy talking about some of them, but I don't look at it like, oh my God, I can't, like, this is the progression of things. Now, whether you're a person of faith or not, you have to understand just human nature. We do these things. We've done these things. We often don't learn from the past. We don't learn our lessons that if we go down this road, this is what could happen. If we go down that road, this is what could happen. We always often have to learn the hard way, a lot of these lessons. And so we get two political opponents against each other. We dramatize everything. We lie. We embellish on everything. We make each other hate each other. Yeah, no wonder people are dying. No wonder people are hating each other. It takes just a little bit of thought, a little bit of creating space for people to stop being this stupid. But I don't know if we'll ever get out of it at this point. KDL says people are upset that the new Game of Thrones isn't softcore porn anymore. The world is effed. What's that called? House of Dragons, I believe. I've watched a season or two, and if you watch Game of Thrones, you saw it, and I was like, wow, this is pretty much softcore porn. And it seemed like that first season or so kind of took it to another level of that Game of Thrones or House of Dragon, whatever the hell it's called. Garrett says, KDL, the new Game of Thrones is like that old school movie. It's funny, not what we are used to. Am I right? How many seasons are there of that show? The new one, the House of the Dragon or whatever. There's a new one. Night of the Seventh Season. Man, I got to get caught up on. Speaking of which, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was Garrett and Colleen who recommended that I watch His and Hers with the dude that plays the Punisher and that one chick from Thor Ragnarok, one of the Valkyrie chicks, and I welcome all recommendations, what to watch, what to check out, and I appreciate them. But that show and basically her character were infuriating. She made me angry. I was just like, every episode, I'm like, why is she so frustrating? Like, what's going on? So anyways, anyone that hasn't watched His and Hers, it's actually cool. It's a cool show. I recommend it. And if you do watch it, if you haven't watched it and you do watch it, let me know what you think of her character. Because maybe it's just me. Could just be me. But she drove me nuts. Anyways, have you watched that? Do you watch TV shows, Dylan? You got time for that stuff? I didn't think so. You don't strike me as a TV show type of fella. Movies? You watch any movies?
No.
I was gonna say
and I'm not trying to be like fucking weird and like, oh fucking
no,
I meditate at night and shit like that. To be honest, like I just can't sit still.
I get it.
Like I watched the last TV show I watched was 1883.
That was good.
And it was right before my daughter was born, and I cried like a bitch every single episode. There's a ton of metaphor in there. There's a ton of like, I mean, talk about living life and having some fucking perspective. Those people lived life. That the story of one of the main character, the little 18-year-old girl, she lived, you know, the life of a 60-year-old in the matter of like 6 months. Like it was fucking crazy.
Yeah. Megan says this is too much foreplay. Your men in the chat are getting impatient for the rear end take. I had to read that slow because I couldn't get it. No, well, if you do have time and you want to be entertained by Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, The Rip, it's a pretty cool movie. It's on Netflix.
Yeah,
I believe it was a Netflix movie, but it's like based on a true story. You know how those go, but it's cool. It's really cool. Real dope movie.
I usually just tinker.
Meg said that was filmed in my hometown. Awesome.
I usually just tinker. Like, you know, I always got shit to do in the house. And then everybody winds down for bed, and then I just do my devotional and try to read the Bible or listen to something on a podcast or, you know, whatever. Just talk to friends, family on the phone.
I love that. That's awesome.
You know, I just not sit down and like invest my time into a show. I struggle enough reading this fucking thing. You know what I mean? Like it's and that's where I want to put my time if I have some availability through my fucking chaotic brain. You know, but
I feel that. Well, I do want to say we're going to dive into the fights. We'll dive into the fights. We'll review them.
We'll get there eventually.
But I started a new job today called at the Battle Company. It's probably backwards, right?
Was it a broadhead as a logo?
Yeah, it's like an arrowhead with a circle. So crazy thing with this, right? I grew up with the owner, okay? And
hold on. We got to address this. No, it would not, Megatron. Pick one up and read it. Trust me, it will not.
If it starts from... Yeah, I mean...
the Bible is for everyone. I used to say the same shit if I walked into a church. My feet would start smoking. I'd catch on fire, all this shit. No, that's exactly who the church wants. You know,
it's a myth that like that people that go to church.
Hey, who does CrossFit want?
Perfect.
Does CrossFit want CrossFit athletes, or does CrossFit want people with diabetes, overweight, cardiovascular, you know, issues and
she tried. I tried it. Went to Ashley. maybe Megan's that bad. I don't know. Colleen, jeez Louise, dive into their rear ends. Let's fucking go. Oh, we will. Kenneth says Bible is for everyone and anyone. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just like CrossFit.
So true, man. there might not be more parallels between two things than CrossFit, like real CrossFit and church.
Yo,
like it's so intermingled, it's crazy.
I actually have a whole like thing written about the comparison of Christianity and CrossFit.
You wrote something?
I've drawn so many parallels that I've written like this whole long like op-ed of what I see in Christianity.
Don't tell us how to live our lives.
And how it correlates to how
it's amazing.
The two fundamental religions exist in a doctrine that is pure and true, and it's fucked up at the very top, and it's fucked up from people on the outside as well.
And I know that, and I know, like, even if you take out like having to believe in Jesus stuff, even just the values that are derived from both, and like the end goal is just better life, better, you know what I mean? Like that's the end goal is better leveling up. So yeah, I'd love to read that sometime. If you still have that laying around, I'd freaking love to read that. Megan, don't tell us how to live our lives or anything. Joseph follows the religion of CrossFit. So do I. Katie L says you're having a midlife thesis.
Yeah, for real.
I like that. That. Oh God, what did Megan have here? We're not vetting your comments, by the way. We're just reading them. Megan, my brother told me that I couldn't use the bathroom in church because he didn't want to deal with the fire department that day. Wow. So that tells you something. Wow. What a brother you got. I mean, he's doing his job. That's what brothers are supposed to do.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, this place grew up with the owner about 12 or 13 years ago. He started a laser tag company. What do you call it? Laser Tag Pro or something?
Laser tag, for those of you who don't speak fucking retard up in the north.
What?
Laser tag.
Laser tag. All right, California boy.
California.
We're gonna play laser tag today, guys. Oh man. So it just started off as like this innocent little laser tag. And he developed all the guns, all the software, everything, right? And some Chinese company, I believe, or something, like bought a bunch of stuff, so it gave him a whole bunch of capital, blew up the business. So now, 12, 13 years later, it's like this legit like world leader in not only laser tag, but there's all these, like if you go to like a Dave and Buster's or a kid's bounce house place or whatever, Sky Zone, whatever, Urban Air, a lot of the things you see, a lot of the products in there, he designed, developed, and are from this company. So yeah, I hooked up with them last week, and today was my first day. I'll be selling stuff already in 2 weeks. Already going to San Diego for a trade show, and yeah, so it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Laser
Tig.
And it says laser
Grocery big.
Grocery big. Say milk.
Milk.
Yeah, milk. Some people say milk.
Or
I
mouth.
have some milk.
Yeah.
Megan says flag and beagle. Beagle?
Yeah. Sorry, Colleen.
Y'all are wild. I love it. Colleen, stop making fun of the way I speak, Dylan. Colleen, what is it supposedly that you said you used to say, and Garrett smacked that down a long time ago? Or is there a different word that you used to say the wrong way, and Garrett put you in your place?
My illiterate ass. Fuck, I've never even considered. Is it supposedly or supposedly?
What do you say?
Fuck, I don't know now.
It's supposedly. But so many people, maybe it's a Northeast thing where Colleen's from, is supposedly.
I don't know. That's a good question.
Oh, that's funny. We should
no B.
Yeah, no B.
G says.
No B.
So supposedly.
No B.
Yeah. Okay.
What do you mean no D, right? That's what you mean, G? It took you a second. You're like,
hold on. Pause.
Right? Yes. I love it. I say let people talk how they want to talk. Let people pronounce last names of UFC fighters wrong. Okay. All right. I can't. Megan said I can't say festival, so that's fun. I'd love to. I wish there was like a speak into the computer so I can hear you.
Trish, what's up?
Oh, hello, my love, the love of my life. Jeremy got that Top Golf bag attendant drip on you. You know what I'm saying? I got you. I'll carry your bags for you. You're big. You're big. You're big. Oh, sorry. I love you, G. I love you. Shall we?
Hello.
She's like this. Just we're destined to be together. Once she
what a beautiful chocolate man.
Once she leaves Ron
that's gives a white chick.
When she ditches the zero and gives the hero a chance. Although I'm not much of a hero, I guess. But yeah, this was funny. I believe it was Lauren Khalil a few years back at some CrossFit event. Every single time. Colton Mertens instead of Colton Mertens. It was just Colton Mertens. And I was just like, people were giving her crap in the chat. It was pretty funny. She clapped back actually after that, but then she didn't sign up for the Open, so she's dead to me. Shut up, Megan. Golly. Okay, let's dive into. Oh, look at this. See? I love it. One day, Trish. Let's dive into some. Let's lose all our viewers and dive into some fights. No one's gonna care what we say. If I asked you your feeling after the night of fights was over, like, wow, and anything between, what was your feeling after those fights?
Not wow, but satisfied. You know, I didn't smoke a cigarette afterward, but you know, I also didn't do the walk of shame. You know what I'm saying? So I was content. It was good.
Olivia, this is a great question. I don't know. Go check and report back. I'd love to know if Live with Lore still happens. Trish is asking what you dipping on, dog? What you dipping on, dog?
Nicotine.
Just some nicotine.
Zins.
We are diving into the rear, finally, butt stuff. Bernie, welcome, brother. Words I cringe at, y'all. Okay for the South, where it is regional, like inbreeding, but not for export or standardization. A lot of people do that y'all thing that are not from the South. But you're from the South. I mean, Southwest.
I'm from New Mexico. There's a large Texas cowboy influence over there. It's where like fucking Billy the Kid's from, all that shit, you know, cowboy stuff. So y'all
is totally fine for you, totally fine. But if me, Wisconsin guy, if I'm out here talking about y'all, which I don't know, maybe was that a dig at Lauren? Because she says y'all all the time, and she's from like Buffalo, New York. Maybe it was. Trish is just letting you know that it's a pretty dangerous game to spit and drink out of identical bottles.
Yeah, it's true. I actually did that. I was getting a tattoo one time, and I was dipping Copenhagen long cut at the time. And I had 2 Gatorade bottles exactly the same, playing video games, waiting on my buddy to get a tattoo. I was waiting on mine.
I know where this is.
And I'm spitting and playing, go to drink the other Gatorade. Turns out it wasn't the other Gatorade. It was a fucking half bottle of just chewed spit. I ran to the bathroom, puked. It was
that
terrible.
stuff. That is a horror. I did that in high school with Redman. Was that what it was called?
The chew
stuff that no high schooler should be freaking putting in their mouth.
Yeah.
And we had woods class where we made cabinets, and one of my buddies was like, dude, I stole this from my dad or whatever, and it was Redman, and I accidentally swallowed it, and that might have been the worst afternoon of my life. That was horrible. Trish, this is funny. I'm gonna correct you though a little bit. Oh, I can't even pull up the comment here. Trish says, Wisconsin is the heart of you guys. You're close, Trish.
Use guys.
It's actually, there you go. You just said it.
Yeah.
Use guys.
Yeah. I thought when I said it, I was like, it might be New York. But
yeah. No, I mean, maybe. But Wisconsin's definitely use guys over there. Ernol. Use guys over there. You want to go over to the whatever, Ernol? Like that's Wisconsin lingo right there. My mom's side is many people, unless you're from here, would not understand the conversations that they are having. You're just like what is happening, bro? What are you saying?
You can. Trish says you can quit that nicotine shit and drop your resting heart rate by 10 to 15 beats per minute. I mean,
what if he doesn't want to, Trish?
I hang around 50 beats per minute. as a resting heart rate, 47, 50. Something
That's
like
good.
that.
That's good.
That's good, right?
That's a good. Yeah, that's great. Absolutely.
So she's saying I could do better. I could be around 40.
Trisha's just trying to bring the best out in you.
Okay.
This guy, Joseph Ramirez, just has. I got to give it to him for some of the best insults ever. Joseph says, so you've been putting stuff in your mouth and swallowing since high school.
Pause.
Oh, full pause.
Yeah.
That was good. That was good. Joseph.
He's not wrong.
He's not. No, you're not.
Except
not
I'm a quitter. I don't swallow.
Hey-o. So you weren't. So you're like a 1 out of 10. 1 being 10 being amazing. You're like 5, 6, 7.
I was at a 7.
Oh, I just said 6, 7. 7.
Yeah.
So I don't like. And I'll be honest. I was having an awesome time. I went over to the buddy's house that I talked about. We had the WWE party. I dressed up like Jey Uso. Had a really good time. And then we went to another bar that was showing the fights, and they're having a good time. And from Skillad or Skillad, Saul Kid, I can't say his last name. Quillen versus Malarkey. Great fight. Didn't last that long, but great fight. Ty and Teixeira, we'll talk about it in a second. Fights were great. But that main event, Deja Vu, we've seen it before. That's what it was. It was the same. Like, for me, I get why Alexander would put forth the same fight. But if you're Diego Lopez, like, it's now or never, dude. You're not going to get a third chance at this. And so if he won, they would do a trilogy, right? 1-1. But like, if you don't win this, you will not get. You're hoping that Volkanovski retires, puts you right back in contention. But like, I mean,
sorry, Megatron said Jake Quillen.
Jake Quillen in here.
Present.
Oh man, Aaron, say your name wrong one more time. But so it was just kind of like one of those where it was like, wow, this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. Even Ty and Teixeira was just, we'll talk about it again. It's like great, cool. And then that main event, it just seemed, what it did to me is it gave a lot of the naysayers, in other words, the people that were like, these two shouldn't fight again. And I don't believe that, but a lot of people, I'm sure you heard it yourself, were like, these two shouldn't fight again. These two shouldn't fight again. It gave them a lot of ammo because we saw the same thing. Again, understandably, Alexander's going to put on the same fight. I get it. But if you're Lopez, you got to just go for it, man. And if you get knocked out, you get knocked out, but at least you went for it. So I was more of like a 5 or 6 as far as how I felt. And it was literally because of that fight. And maybe that's lame of me, but D-Nice.
That is lame.
D-Nice. Deja Vu sounds like a stripper name. Bern, I actually met a Deja Vu at a strip club years ago, and let me tell you.
Deja Vu to the main stage.
I think about her all the time. But let's talk about
Did she tell you how like you needed to get her out of there and like
oh yeah. Yeah. I rescued that woman, or at least I tried.
She loved you and
absolutely. So this we both were very aligned with this fight, even though Quillen's haircut is very sus and questionable. We were both very confident that although Malarkey he isn't horrible, this kid is clearly much better. I believe he was, it probably won't say anymore, but he was like a 1,200, minus 1,200 favorite. Yeah, there it is, minus 1,200 favorite. And he showed exactly why he was a minus 1,200 favorite with a submission in the first round. He had a toss on Malarkey that was not Malarkey. Let me tell you, no, it was very, very impressive, which was the beginning of the end for Malarkey. Ended up getting caught in that rear naked choke. But even outside of the grappling, the striking is just completely lopsided. Malarkey is 1 significant strike. 5 isn't a lot, but it sure is a lot more than 1. Malarkey did get a takedown. And if I'm being honest, I was kind of like, man, I'm about to have to eat my words here. Jamie Malarkey is actually going to maybe pull this off. But that was very, very short-lived. I was very surprised. Was there anything that stood out to you in that fight? Surprised you? Freaking whatever to you?
No.
What did I do, Megan?
No, I don't have really anything to add on that. It was a good performance by Jack Quillen, and
is that where you're love when it started, Jeremy? Yes, Colin, that's exactly what I said.
I don't think Deja Vu was a white woman.
No, not even close. Not even close. I'm actually still not sure what she was.
Yeah, I don't. As far as that fight goes, it was a good performance. Probably. Yeah, I got nothing. It was good. He did what he needed to do. Sucks that Malarkey had to, I don't know, go out in round one like that. I thought he was a little tougher. I thought he'd make it to round two. But, you know, this kid's a freak, man. He's really nasty. He's really good, even though he looks like fucking Benson Boone. And that's not a knock on him. That's a knock on Benson Boone. Like I can't stand that people are like just fucking madly in love with this fucking like dork.
You're talking about my kids, dog.
Sorry.
No, it's all good.
I just think like I don't know. I have a bias here where I'm like, oh, some guy who's like fucking that's just funny. A skinny in shape guy, like you're just like, just because he got a mustache and a perm and wears a tight leather suit like it's the 80s, like he's not impressive. Like and he does have like vocals and music prowess. It's like definitely respectable, but like to me, I'm like, I don't know, like I'll shove him and see what happens. He'd fold, he'd break in half. You know what I mean? Quick. You're gonna be in love with anybody, be in love with this dude because he can fuck your head into the next world.
Yeah. Let me ask you this: do you think for Quillen, we don't know where he's ranked? We only really know where guys are ranked once they hit the top 15. Also, Burns says Malarkey this is making me laugh harder than I thought it would. Malarkey is an old Irish term for BS. That made me laugh way harder than I thought it would. But good stuff, Burn. But do you feel like he gets another unranked opponent and then a top 15 guy, or has he proven now that he is top 15 ready? He can take on someone in the lightweight division that is, as we know, possibly the most stacked division right now. Matter of fact, I'll go out and say I think the lightweight division might be the most stacked division in the UFC. Does he get a top 15 chance, or does he have to win one more fight?
No, not anymore. It's not the most stacked. Everybody's on their way out. So I think that his invitation. Yeah,
but it's still competitive because if you look at a guy like
it is, but everybody's old.
Max Holloway, he's older, but dude, he's still
everyone's
the BMF.
Old. Everyone's old, and yes, title holders, BMF, yeah, great. Like top 5 is certainly super competitive. It's just that like we've seen all these fights with everybody in the 55 division, and we need a changing of the guard because everybody's going to retire, everybody's getting older, everybody's going to start losing. So his invitation in the top 15 is going to happen, I believe, quicker than maybe per usual. So It's going to be, I think, come Tuesday he might fall into the top 15, but you know.
I hope so, man. I've seen and I feel
I think he's there.
Seen enough out of this kid.
Yeah. I think he's there.
He's shown that he's just so multifaceted. Yeah. From being able to grapple very well. He did get taken down again. We acknowledge that, but being able to grapple very well. It didn't last long, him getting taken down. And then his striking is fantastic. His submission game is fantastic. I'm pulling up the lightweight rankings right now because I just want to play a real quick game before we move on.
Yeah, he knocked out Hasperat, and like that dude was he's like one of the upcoming prospect killer type dudes. He knocked him out in like fucking 30 seconds.
I mean, look at this. You got Huffy, who we're going to talk about very soon, jumped into the top 15. So if he can do it, then I mean, but you got Chandler's going to be out. Benil Dariush is kind of not on the best trajectory right now. He's kind of losing. We know Rafael lost, but I still think he's a top 15 fighter. We know Moicano is who fights very soon. He's still up there. Benoit is going to go up. We'll talk about him in a little while. Gamrot, to me, hasn't lost any stock. Dan will fall down. Out of this, and so we won't go any further because these are the top 5. But out of this, I see Beneil Dariush possibly falling out of the top 15, but definitely Michael Chandler. He has no business still being in the top 15, in my opinion, of the lightweight division. I believe you take him out, you put Quillen in there, and you got a good top 15.
Or at least give Quillen to Chandler.
Give him Chandler.
Yeah, I mean, at least I would say remove him and bump him, and but worst case, just give him Chandler.
I think that would be cool. But what I would really like to see, and we'll talk about Mauricio Huffy in a second. I want to see those two fight. They're fairly body wise, they're similar. I believe the lightweight division is being taken over by the taller, skinnier guys. I do. Okay. You look at Charlie Olives, you look at Max Holloway, Dan Hooker, even Benoit. He's a bigger guy, but he cuts down so much. Moicano, and Huffy, and then now Quillen. They're like 5'10", up to 6 feet tall dudes that are fighting at super 155. They're fighting a lot lighter than maybe we've seen years prior. So that whole division is just being taken over by the taller, skinnier guys. And you know how I feel about that, but we don't have to talk about that. But I feel a good matchup next, Quillen and Huffy. There'd be some fireworks.
I don't want to see that.
You don't want to see that.
Not right now.
Why not? That would be a top 15 guy.
No, because you don't want to take two upcoming prospects and face each other, and like one kind of potentially stops that train. You want them to fight existing people before they clash. So let them reach the top 10 before they ever clash. Top 10, top 5 before they clash. Make them title contenders and then clash. Because it will be a phenomenal fight. I don't disagree with you there. Fighting style and everything, it'll be super entertaining. But yeah, give them guys that are opposite styles. Give them wrestlers. Give them things like that. Yeah. And let them fucking dominate and climb up the ranks and kick out the old guard and create the new guard. But you don't want them to compete right away.
Do you know who CJ is? The movement doctor?
No.
He does the WOD Prep. He does that podcast. I think they go Monday nights and like Thursday mornings or something. He goes on there with Claire Bays. And anyways, good dude, really good dude. He's ducking me for a head-to-head workout matchup. But CJ says, wow, Garrett and Colleen really took too much DRT.
He's ducking you for head-to-head. You guys are going to touch tips?
And I got – yeah, we're supposed to go tip to tip, but he keeps ducking me, man. I mean, explain yourself, CJ De Palma. Anyways, yeah, that was a really cool fight to start the main card. Moving along, we go from really cool 3 minutes of fighting to 3 rounds of two. That was this. I don't even. I can't even.
Way to lean into it, CJ. I like you, brother.
CJ says little docking action. He's a good dude, really good dude. How can you describe this fight? It was like watching fat, out of shape grizzly bears try to do stuff. Fight. It might have even been worse than that. It was so bad. I mean, we know that we said it. We previewed this fight. This whole card, we said this is heavyweight. Not all of them. We get spoiled sometimes. We get the Cyril Gane and the Tom Aspinalls, even though we know how that fight stopped. But still, they were going at it, right? They were athletic. They had technical striking. Whatever. These guys, it took 4 minutes, and they were just. It was game over. It was game over. Taliesin Teixeira takes it by unanimous decision. Ty has now lost 6 fights in a row. And we were texting, me, you, and the man, the myth, the legend, said we were texting, and I made the point of pointing out that how bad is the UFC heavyweight division right now? If a guy that has lost 6 fights in a row going into this fight, 5 going into this fight, thank you for that correction, is still ranked number 12. Like that, I mean, come on. Heavyweights, we got
15 heavyweight fighters.
Basically, dude. It was oh yeah, real quick. I just want to say CJ, John Young, and the lovely Claire will be on tonight for the WOD Prep podcast. What time is that, CJ? 8, 7 Central? I don't remember. CJ will tell us, but if he's still here. But and again, we expect the bigger guys to gas quicker. We expect it to be a little sloppier. But man, this took it. Dylan said bar fight. This was like super. I mean, it's 2 a.m. The bar is about to close. They've drank all of the booze, and then they started fighting. Like this was bad. Bad look for, in my opinion, the UFC. Bad look for both of these guys, even though Teixeira won. We got to the 3rd round, and you saw Ty starting to understand, okay, I got to put this guy away or I'm going to lose. So we get a 5-second burst. Boom, 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 boom. And then, I'm tired. I'm going to hug you. I'm going to grapple you against the cage. Okay, let me break. I got 3 to 5. He's not knocking. Let's hug again. Let's dance. That was pitiful. Quillen, Malarkey, yes, 3 minutes of awesomeness to 3 rounds of just absolute hammer dog shit. That was frustrating to watch. I don't think Ty can keep they can't keep giving this guy chances. He's got to go PFL or some other fighting league. He can't keep getting chances. And I feel zero confident that Taliesin, unless he figures some stuff out, like how to last more than 4 minutes, which we all have that problem sometimes. I get it. I understand. But he's got to figure it out. And I don't want to talk about the fight anymore unless you do. That fight sucked.
Yeah, I think that there's a razor thin, anything can happen with heavyweights. So, and Ty is a huge draw, especially in Australia. He's got the Maori kind of fucking Samoan thing going on, and that's dope. And he's a knockout artist, and he's got a gas tank issue, just like a lot of the heavyweight division. The only thing that saved Teixeira was, Ty was more aggressive, but just as gassed. And so Teixeira, with his huge, tall body, was able to just maintain a position up against the cage where Ty was trying to take a break in the clinch, which he shouldn't have been. He should have just been fucking trying to knock his fucking head off. But I'm assuming he just didn't have it. He was trying to take a break as well. There's been times where I've been clinched up against a cage with guys, and even at 55 or 70, you're like doing this kind of head nod agreement of like, yo, be cool. Like be cool here. We're both trying to catch a breath because that shit was exhausting. You know what I mean?
For real.
Back to action after 15 seconds or whatever. And it's like, that never happened. That was just the next 2 rounds.
Man, that was bad. It was like if one dude just found something more than a 5-second burst that could have made, they would have knocked the other guy out. If one of those guys could have just found something left in that gas tank, it was over. Burns says these guys should do content featuring ab routines and tips. Yeah. I'd like to see what their conditioning protocol even looks like, because if I'm a betting man, I'm betting that they don't have
What sports?
I know you're heavyweights, but you can't. Me?
Yeah,
I played them all. I played all the major ones: the basketball, baseball, football. Baseball, first love when I was like 5. That was my first love, first sport I really got into. Got really good at it. Taught myself to switch hit, all the things. Basketball came along.
You switch hit? You go both ways, Jeremy?
I go both ways. And I set myself up. Where at, Colleen? Come on. I set myself up for that one. And then basketball came along. I got decent. I got good, played on the teams and all the things. Football came along. Matter of fact, we were in a school district in the more northern suburbs of Milwaukee, and in the very tip southern was Oak Creek High School. And back the very tip, back in the late 90s or the whole 90s, they were really good. They were like nationally ranked football team, you know, like every team down in Texas or Florida, just phenomenal. That's how good they were. So Pops moves us down there to play football. We ended up playing football for a bunch of dudes that went on to play in the NFL. And so it was a cool experience. It was a really cool experience. And I can tell you, man, like our conditioning, even for the big fat linemen, they could go. We were going. You know what I'm saying? We had strength. We for sure lifted, but man, our conditioning was just. It was there. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I was.
And these two dudes.
So that's what I was getting at, Jerm. I was gonna say, like, if you played high school sports, any kind of organized sports, there's always some fat kid with a fucking knee brace that all of a sudden straps that knee brace on when it's time to get hazed. Mm-hmm. You know, you're making all these faces, and you're like, because you don't want to run the fucking poles in baseball, and you're fucking you pull out your inhaler, you know, because you got asthma and all this shit. And then your fucking knees always, you got double knee braces on, and you're like, I'm doing my best, and I'm strong. You know, you make this big fucking performance as this big fat guy who doesn't want to do conditioning, but you try to make yourself look heroic by like, I'm gonna push through anyway, coach. You know, that was
that's a crazy breakdown,
every organized fucking sports, and that's what heavyweights are in fucking fighting too. They can fight like a motherfucker. And most of their endurance only lies in squaring off and actually fighting, and that's the extent of it, which is about 3 to 5 minutes. And it's like when you actually go and do the shit that we do in the gym, dude, it is like we 15 rounds, and then like of sparring, and before that we had done 10 rounds of just drilling and warming up, doing like getting our bodies primed, and a lot of wrestling drilling and shit like that. And then sparring 10-15 rounds of sparring, and then after that, then you go and hit the bag for 10 rounds. You know what I mean? Like just ripping. Boom, and coaches yell, come on, speed. And you're just going like for an hour and a half straight. You've had your heart rate at like fucking 180, 190. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the fat boys always tend to fucking miss that shit.
Yeah. Show up late, have an injury, fake an injury, or they're like, we're just gonna go over here and not train. And it's just a shame, man. KDL says, Dylan, it's the same in the damn Marine Corps too. Staff NCOs. And you guys are both Marine Corps. It's not just the Marine Corps. You guys are probably the best of us when it comes to to the military, dude. Man, are you kidding me, dude? In the Army? Are you serious? These dudes were sad.
Well, you guys have a lower standard in some fitness tests, but we both have 2 fitness tests per year, and it's the same story every time. Somebody's injured, somebody's got to go to medical all of a sudden, you know. Fucking shin splints, you know, like I mean, it's just you know, staff NCOs typically like they'll get out of it, but I was at a recon unit, so I had some pretty fucking gnarly staff NCOs that would fucking run circles around people.
I love that, man, especially if they're in leadership, man. It's probably why I kept myself so fit as long as I was in the military, and now because I looked up to those guys. I'm like, that's the standard right there, not the fat one over there that has the most to say, but the squared away one that's taking his fitness seriously and leading by example. Like, that's my guy, man, and girl, you know. Colleen says, I get it, Jerm. You and Dylan are very compatible. Why do you think we started this? This has nothing to – this is all code talk, all this UFC stuff. We're talking dirt to each other. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks, Colleen.
We're all trash now. Sorry, Katie. You're almost out anyway. You got a couple more years. Kids can't even run 3 miles these days. That's so sad, man. I tell you what. Megan says shin splints are for the chair force.
Dude, one of our fitness tests, the PFT, you have to run 3 miles. You have to run 3 miles, do 20 pull-ups and 100 sit-ups. And that standard has kind of changed. And the 3 miles is 18 minutes for a perfect score, 100 pull-ups for a perfect score, and 100 sit-ups for a perfect score. Since I was in, I think it's changed. I think they've lowered the standard, or I think they've upped the standard for a perfect score, but they've lowered it to pass on they always classified it in tier 1, 2, and 3. and which means you could pass like on 3 different criteria, 3 different tiers. So like as long as you were just sneaking into tier 3, like you're good. You're not going to get fucking kicked out or made to retest. You know, but those numbers at tier 3 were like atrocious. They were like fucking 10 pull-ups and like the minimum standard, right? So it was like 10 pull-ups, and it was like, I don't know.
Bro, we had dudes like we're striving
sit-ups, and then
they were striving
your 3 mile had to be like under 30 minutes. And it's like, Jesus, dude, I could fucking walk that.
You can walk that, dude. Like that's a brisk walk. And we have people that strove for the lowest standards.
And
like,
I think that they even
like, I'll just barely pass, you know, whatever.
Yeah. And I think that they even change it to where instead of doing pull-ups or sit-ups, one of the two, you can do push-ups instead. It's like,
well, it sounds like KDL 23 pull-ups sounds like the new perfect standard for the pull-ups. Everything else is pretty much the same. We do a 3.5 minute plank instead of sit-ups.
Oh my
no God. More old man score. 3.5 minute plank.
Well, I will say,
is it 100? Is it 100 sit-ups unbroken?
No, but I will say the standard for a plank is much more measurable than the standard that was set for the sit-up. Like the sit-up was like a crunch because the minimum standard was arms crossed, elbows touch the thighs.
Sure.
And it's hardly a sit-up that you do off of ab mat sit-up in CrossFit. It's like a third of that at best. You know, and so people just rip them. That's how you did it. You because you were timed. Like you had to do it in under a minute. And
was it 2 minutes or something? Okay, that's what I was wondering. Okay,
it was timed. So like you had to make it in that time domain, which was not hard if you just did those crunches like super fucking fast. And it did crush your core, but it's nothing comparative to an actual fucking sit-up, right?
Correct.
And then 23 pull-ups. We used to do 21 pull-ups in the standard when I was in. It was 20 pull-ups to get the perfect score, and then it was 1 for chesty pull-up. And so you'd always do 21. You know what I mean? But I couldn't stand that they raised the standard for people who were already meeting the standard to get a perfect score. So now my potential like meritorious board is affected if you move it to 23 pull-ups and I'm at 20. Do you know what I mean? Like how are you gonna fuck me when you should be maintaining the standard of entry, not lowering it, right?
So you make it harder
for the
where
people
it didn't need to be made
thing.
Harder for the people. That's hey man, that's a lot of American society these days, man. That's a whole nother rabbit hole. But a lot of things for those of us that I say are out daily checking the boxes, you know, not literally checking a box on a paper, but like mentally you're checking the boxes. Show up for work on time, work hard, be a good dad, be a good mom, exercise. Like we're checking the boxes. Let's make life harder for those people. It's like the middle class in America. Let's make the middle class unaffordable. Let's screw them out of this. But you know, if you're, you know, marginalized, we're going to make life so much easier for you. And in turn, they don't. They actually make it hard for everybody, except for the people that they need to make it harder for. We have to take, Megan says, this is a very shameful comment. We have to take it twice a year. So just passing will be my go-to. No need to put effort into it.
Yeah, but Megan's like,
who even are you?
E12, aren't she?
Isn't she
like a fucking E12? Like she's
I don't care. She's an E69. She come on. We need to.
Nah, she's
a CrossFitter. I mean, Megan. Oh my God.
I will say we have the
50 burpees, Megan.
KDL said we paid so much money for someone to do a study and change the standards too. Wow, I didn't know that. That's unbelievable. I know that Greg had many conversations with the Marine Corps trying to implement CrossFit training, and then that ultimately got hijacked by what's called HIIT. And it's
Is that a military thing? HIIT?
Yeah, it's just CrossFit, high intensity interval training or something like that.
Well, he did inspire the new Army. I don't know if the Marines were going to do this, but the Army, have you seen like the new word test that they've implemented? I don't know if it's like fully implemented, but it had like a trap bar deadlift in it. It had like this throw a ball backwards as far as you can over your head. It had like knee to elbow type things where you got it in like a commando grip. And you're bringing your knees up to your elbows. So it had like this actual more real life test rather than ours was 2 minutes of push-ups, 2 minutes of sit-ups, and 2 mile run. So like the junior version of yours, that was our test. That'll test some things, but that's not like real life.
It's a bullshit anaerobic test, and the Marine Corps with the same thing. Even though it's pull-ups instead of push-ups, even though it's 3 miles instead of 2 miles, it's still a bullshit anaerobic test. Maybe not total bullshit, but you get what I'm saying.
It's closer to bullshit than legit. Yes,
but
100%.
So here's the thing: on the latter half of the year, or the first of the fiscal, we would do the CFT, and the CFT is much more a actual like grasp of measurement of fitness, because it's a super high intense a test, and it involves 100 ammo can raises, so it's shoulder to overhead with the ammo can. Why? Okay. Well, because we fucking carry around ammo cans like crazy, and we might be having to chuck them bitches over a fucking fob wall or something. Who knows, right? Whatever. So it's like that's applicable. 100 is the standard, or whatever it is. 110, I think it got moved up to, but in 2 minutes, whatever it is, or a minute. So, and then you do movement to contact and movement under fire. And the movement to contact is an 880 meter run. 880 yard run, 800 meter run, and it's a sprint. And that's a motherfucker. It's 2 laps on a track for those uninitiated. But it's your fastest time you've ever ran 2 laps on a track is how that's supposed to be tested. So it's a fucking sprint for 800 meters. It's brutal. And then nasty. You go to movement under fire, and your movement under fire is a lot of fucking ammo can carrying, buddy carrying, low crawling, sprinting, grenade throwing. I mean, it's a phenomenal test. That's a 2-minute drill that will leave you like you just did Fran, like you were Dan Bailey. Like, you know what I mean? Like, dude, we're hitting 4 or 5 minutes. It's sad. Do you know what I mean? This is a 2-minute workout. Wow. And we're hitting 5, 6, 7 minutes. It's crazy.
That is very sad.
But it's a much better metric of fitness. And if you adhere to that's the metric of fitness and our standard, what we want you to be at, now we can incorporate training to better get you toward that. But if we're just kind of generalizing things and saying like, it's okay, you can kind of do your best at it. It's like, what are we doing the test for?
Man, it's wild. Very soon. This is infiltrated into the CrossFit space too. We're besides the military, we're the ultimate community of like, we're gonna go after it, scale for sure, but we're gonna get after. We're gonna give it our best effort. And I have coached at gyms where I have literally heard another coach be like, "Well, you just if you don't want to, you don't have to, just take it easy." Which, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you got to show up and be David Goggins every day, but like, we shouldn't be encouraging to a class full of people and doing it like often. Just take it easy. Just kind of, you're not feeling it. That's fine. That's fine. That person wasn't feeling it like yesterday or the day before that. And you keep giving them a bailout instead of, hey, you know what? Maybe you're not feeling it, but give it what you got. Give it everything you got. There's a way you can say it. Give it everything you got. Hey, we got to scale those handstand push-ups down today. That's fine. Let's do some dumbbell push press or seated press or whatever, But like this whole movement in our society, whether it be the military, CrossFit, or whatever, of just, you don't really have to try that hard. It's okay. Like, no, dude, I'm sorry, but that's ruining. And for those of us that have young children, that's where it gets the most concerning to me is we're sending them a message of what is and isn't okay. We're not doing a good job of it collectively. We are doing a horrible job. So we just need to do a lot better. And so that's my soapbox for the day.
So Bernie says, do military standards weed out the unfit members, or is it mostly smoke? So here's the thing. There's a bit of a complexity to unpack.
This is going to be a good answer.
Yes and no. And here's why yes. It exposes these subset group of people who are clearly, and by the way, we get a lot. Well, I had experienced a lot of people who are all of a sudden scrutinized by their lack of fitness, inability to fit in a uniform, and expression of lack of fitness in their fitness tests. And they would use it as like this kind of personal, they'd start going like, you're breaching into this HR realm that I'm going to fucking sue for type of verbiage and language, like, oh, you're making me feel uncomfortable, I'm judged and all this shit. And yes, that has infiltrated the military. And like, so
100%.
you can't comment on anything like that, even though it is a military standard to fit in your uniform appropriately. But when you can't reach the standard, it is technically somewhere in the UFC, in the UFC, in the USMC sort of doctrine, if you will, to keep for brevity's sake. If you cannot pass your fitness standards, you are on. You will get a page 11, and then you have to pass the next one. But like if you don't pass the two in unison, then the next one you have to pass, and then like you're on this admin type of fucking restriction where they can't kick you out, but they're trying. But because of like the fucking bureaucracy of it all,
yes,
you have to go through. Like these skating motherfuckers know that you can't just kick them out because they can't do a pull-up. Like they're already in, they met the standard, they went through boot camp, and the Marine Corps knows that they pushed a bunch of money toward this individual, and their retention sucks. So they really don't want to kick them out. However, these people are a group of people who are useless to the fucking military, and they're just scooping in the money.
Not just useless, but actually a detriment. They're a detriment.
They're a hindrance. They're not good at their job. They're not going to be good in combat. They're not going to be deployable, because if you don't pass your fitness standards, now you're not deployable. You might not pass health standards, so you're definitely not deployable. You can't be in garrison doing any like type of funerals or any kind of ceremonial stuff because you can't fit in your fucking uniform. Because
you're in the way of people that deserve a promotion, but you have their job in that specific MLS.
You're on the dole of the military paycheck in the military. You know, you're in the Section 8 housing. You're the generational social welfare of the military. Like you're weighing everything down. You're eating up funding. You're eating up money. You're taking space and seats away from people and opportunities because you can't meet a standard, because you think that this is the regular civilian world where I have like labor laws and rights and stuff like that. You join the military, motherfucker. Like there's fucking harsh standards that need to be adhered by. That's one thing I really like about Hegseth, that he's trying to bring that shit back, you know? So
I told you guys, I like when Megan says, tell us how you really feel.
Yeah.
And I just
hate how like
no BS series.
It says it's in black and white. If you can't pass your fitness standards, you need to be fucking kicked the fuck out. And they know they can't. It takes an admin work of fucking God to get them kicked out on fitness standards.
It does. Now, I believe there should be some grace. Obviously, with like injuries, you can't just be like, oh, like you tore your ACL, you're automatically out. You know, like let's let them recover. Let's let them work their way back, and then
there is grace.
Or
so
like even if you are overweight, like we'll give you an opportunity or two, maybe. But after that, no bureaucracy. Like you're done. That's it.
But Germ, they test body fat percentage and appendage and waist measurements. They test all that shit, so they can tell like, hey, like if I wasn't able to perform my fitness test because of an injury, and they measure my waist and I got a 32-inch waist and I'm 5'10" and I'm fucking 12% body fat, they're like, we're pretty confident this dude's in shape. There's no worry here.
Sure.
But if you got a 42-inch waist and you're always injured during the fitness test and you're not deployable and it's just kick that motherfucker out.
Yeah, it's time to go. It's time to go. Joseph says, this is funny. Hegseth can't do a proper pull-up or push-up. That dude is a tool. I'll respond with, he can. He chooses not to. Many of those people, they can. Freaking RFK, him, they can do it.
Years and years of his own fitness tests.
Yeah, he can do it. They just choose not to, because it kind of goes in line with what we've been talking about, society, instead of there were guys there that were like, what are you doing? Like that's not right. But they don't want to say nothing. People don't want to say something, man. Hey, bro, like Hiller, everyone hates him, I guess, sometimes, but like, I don't care that he's calling out the 70-year-old grandma doing a high rocks but not squatting. Like that's what you do. We're like, guys, we're all mirrors of each other, as Savi says all the time. Like what you are doing is telling everybody else that it's okay to do that. So if I squat, quarter squat, I'm telling everybody this is okay. This is cool to do. Now, unless I'm an adaptive athlete and there is some hindrance that quite literally makes me not be able to squat to full depth, then fine. Okay, hey, that person literally cannot do it. But if I can do it and I'm choosing not to, and being encouraged by people, good job, you're doing so great because you're trying. Like, no, dude. To hell with the participation trophy mentality that we've just Americans love. I'm like, oh my God, they tried. So what? That's just part of the equation. Especially someone who's tried and they're still doing it wrong because you're telling them that it's okay what they're doing. No, bro, you're not squatting to depth. You're not doing Pete. Hey, Pete, you're not doing real pull-ups. You're not doing real push-ups when you're doing this. And you know that, dude. Be better because everyone's watching you. And if you're going to stand in a room and say, hey, all you fat generals and this, that, and the next thing, but you're up there doing this and doing this, I mean, you got no room to talk, homie.
Hey, well, does the military get better across the board between all branches if they take out all of these ancillary job positions and contract them to government jobs? So, like, you still have the ability to support and serve the military through a government contracting sort of vector of you, like you keep the combat MOSs and then all the supporting MOSs, you make government contract jobs where you don't go through boot camp, but you go through a series of like you still get your Q clearance or whatever, you go through some things that are your barrier to entry. But like, as far as like meeting a physical standard, waking up at 5 a.m. and doing PT every morning or what, like, you don't have to do that, but you can still be admin for the Marine Corps.
Do I think the military would be better?
Yeah.
I think it could be.
Because the Marine Corps' argument is that like every Marine is a rifleman. So it's like, even if you're flipping burgers and you hold a spatula in your hand because you're a cook, you could still get in combat. And it's like, yeah, that was true at one point. It's not so much true anymore. You know, you're not going out on patrols if you're a cook. And
right.
You know, I don't know. Like,
I think you're onto some. I definitely think you're onto some.
I like this. This is why this curiosity of mine. I mean, we have G1s and G2s and all that, like for instructional purposes. Guys who get out of the military go on to teach military facets where guys go to training and TAD and things like that, where you learn shit from fucking retired guys. Like, why can't there be a government position for people just doing admin shit?
I think you're onto something. I really do.
Supply.
You know? And that's why I think this show is taken over, because we're able to go from talking about Tai Tuivasa and Taliesin Teixeira and how fat they were and how pathetic it was to watch that fight to like the military and kind of the downward progression we see with some of these standards and
while Germ is deep throating a banana.
Maybe I took that too far. Sorry, guys. Let's move on. My kids want dinner, so.
Okay,
I gotta do this stuff. No, you're fine. No, it's not your fault at all. The next fight, as Dylan empties the old lizard, as they say, this was very entertaining. If you watch this fight, Dylan, if you remember, Dylan had said, if there's any fight to watch that you will see the best expression of striking on this whole card, it's most likely going to be this fight, and I believe he was correct. What we saw in round one, and hence the performance of the night, to Mauricio Huffy, we saw a first round of Rafael doing what he normally does, pressing forward, landing some shots. I don't know. He's a strong guy, but his let's see what Dylan says. But like his striking power isn't as. It's not where it needs to be. And now he's a lightweight and he's 5'8", so he's a smaller lightweight, which is crazy to say that because 5'8", you would think that's normal. But again, Mauricio Huffy is like 5'11", and a lot of these guys are super tall and they cut a ridiculous amount of weight. But he just doesn't have power, it seems like, anymore. Or maybe he just never had. I don't know. But he's a great fighter. He pressed forward, put pressure on him. Mauricio was definitely fighting from a defensive position, counter-striking a lot, which he's really good at doing. That was most of the first round. And then the second round, it went 4.5 minutes, so it wasn't like he got finished quick. But Mauricio just he found his range. And one of the things he did so well that I kept saying in the first round, like, why isn't this guy doing it more, is he found a jab. His jab, I believe, if I pulled up the numbers here, was minimum 6 inches longer than Rafael. If you're that much longer than a guy, if you're that much longer than a guy, you got whether it's kicks or punches, you got to keep that distance, man. Keep that distance. Don't let him get up on you, because Rafael is that guy that wants to get up on you. He's got to get close, you know. And I thought Mauricio figured it out in the second round, or maybe his corner did, and said, hey, this is what you got to do. And he put it to Rafael in that second round. Eventually, it's one of those, we've all seen that fight where the guy, Rafael didn't just get knocked out clean. He got rocked and then was like just on skates. He could not get his legs to like work again. He's just like, oh my God. You could just see him fighting with everything. Just, all right, come on. I can recover. And Dylan, you've talked about that, how that happens. You get your lights not completely out, but like, you're like, oh my God. You know, like get away. That's what happened. Rafael got rocked and was kind of stammering and clamoring around, trying to figure it out. All right, I can get back to some sort of baseline. He couldn't, and Huffy recognized that, and he finished him. And I did not see that coming. I don't know if who you call. I thought I was very confident Rafael was going to win this fight, not dominantly. I thought it was a 3-round decision, but Mauricio is no slouch, and I think big things are coming from this kid.
Yeah, I totally agree. I had Rafael to win by decision, and not anything spectacular either. I thought it was going to be a points battle. I thought it was going to be a heavy sophistication of striking. Who's the better, more like well-rounded, diverse striker? I thought Huffy was going to be throwing fucking spinning shit galore, which I don't think I saw anything.
He didn't. He didn't.
Which probably was his game plan of like, no, I need to stay safe. You know, like meaning not to play it safe, but like I'm not going to do anything stupid that's going to put me in a position potentially, you know, that's going to be compromised. Correct. And I think he fought that fight perfectly. And I was shocked to see Rafael get fucking stumbled that way, and he got hurt really badly. And then for those of you who've never been on skates like that, besides Megan, she's admin, so she's always got skates on. But sorry, Megan, love you. But if you've never been on skates like that, it is like you get hit and your equilibrium starts to fucking turn the world on its head. So when you go to take a step, the only way I can describe it is like your perception of where the ground is, where your foot meets it, it's like the ground is 6 inches below that. Yes. So you go to take a step and it's not there, and your knee buckles, and like you just have no.
Which is why they look so silly. They're just like,
that's why you look so silly. You're doing the stanky leg dance. It's because you're thinking the ground is there, and it's not. It's not quite there yet. You know, it's because your equilibrium's so fucked up. And it's
like the drunkest you've ever been, or maybe the first time you were ever drunk, and the room is spinning, and you can't. You're just like doing the stanky leg. That's the best way I can compare it to. It's just being hammered.
Oh, I'd rather be hammered.
Same. I'd rather
be hammered.
100%.
I'd rather be hammered, dude. I got TKO'd in a fight, and I got my fucking ass beat by a big motherfucker, and he was raining down punches on the back of my head, like, well, legally, just back here. Sure. The temporal area like really fucks with your equilibrium. After the fight, I walked out of the cage like trying to just get back to the back room, you know, and I was like, every other step was like, whoa, like you were falling off.
What are we doing?
It was fucking terrifying, you know, and you're trying to act normal, like I'm good, you know, and it probably took, you know, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes to really just like get my shit together. But like at that point in that fight, if you can clinch, you need to clinch up and get to the ground or something. But he was really hurt, and there wasn't. It was kind of over from there, as we saw.
Huffy smelled the blood, and
it wasn't Rafael. This is what you wanted from Derek Lewis last week. You know, this is what you wanted, and I understand that. You know, my difference is that Rafael, his high level and just warrior fucking mentality. Derek Lewis was like, this big fuck that, I'm out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas like Rafael was taking it to the ground. You know?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, he took it right to the edge. And I mean, I don't think that we see Rafael go away. I mean, that division is stacked. He's still he was top 10. He'll probably fall out of the top 10, not by much. You know, he'll still be a top 15 ranked lightweight. We saw Mauricio. He's going to shoot up a little bit. We'll see how high. I hope we see Rafael soon, roughly soon. Give him a few months, and let's get him back in the octagon. But we're definitely going to see Huffy, and rightfully so. This kid he's very exciting. And what I'll tell you what, this is what was really cool. To your point, I was expecting what you were expecting, some crazy kicks and kung fu mania and just being nuts out there, and he didn't do that. So that tells me this kid's got some discipline, you know, because he wants to do it.
That's a really
he wants
good point.
to do it.
He wants to flashy knockout.
Yep. And I get it. I would want the flashy knockout.
He did.
He did, but he did it the right way. He stuck to a game plan that wasn't gonna. You don't want to get carried away with a guy like Rafael. He's so experienced. He's fought Justin Gaethje twice. He's fought the best of the best. You mess up, he's gonna find you. He's gonna catch you. Yeah. And I think because of that, he's very young, incredibly talented, but he clearly has discipline. I think that's going to take him pretty far. Quick pivot. We got 2 more fights to talk about here. JY Barbell kills me again. Thanks for the momentary distractions. It sounds like JY Barbell is going really well for KDL, and I like that. That's really cool. That's really cool. Moving up the card, man, this was a cool fight. This was a very cool fight. We got almost 2 full rounds. Benoit, he's just on a tear right now. Not the biggest favorite ever, but pretty big at -350. Dan Hooker recently lost against Arman Sarukian, who's arguably the #1 contender for the lightweight belt. That guy is a monster. But Dan Hooker lost that, but he had won. I believe he won before that. He's no slouch. He's clearly #6 ranked. He's your guy. He's Dana White's guy. He's going to come. He's going to fight. He would fight right now if Dana White called him. Like, he's just always ready to go. He is very skilled. But, man, I'm telling you, even more now today than on Saturday, that Benoit Saint Denis is the future of the lightweight division. He is just a bad dude. He's a bad dude. He's so talented in every facet of the game. He's very tough. He can take punishment, which he took a little bit from Dan Hooker in that first round. Even in the second round, there, Dan Hooker was getting off at times. Benoit seemed a little slow on some of his takedowns, and I don't know if that was just like a game plan thing or what. But regardless of what Dan Hooker tried to do, Benoit had an answer for it. And the end of the fight, I give Dan Hooker a lot of credit because Benoit, he was in a arm circle or an arm triangle, and he couldn't put Dan Hooker away because he had a leg. Dan Hooker had a leg in his guard. Well, Benoit gets the leg out, and he still couldn't put him away, which you don't really see a lot. Once a guy has an arm triangle that deep, he's probably going to finish you. But he couldn't put him away because Dan Hooker's defense was incredible. Your arm triangle, in other words, like if you're the guy in the arm triangle, you're like this, and they're trying to just squeeze you so much. So
explain
that this
where you are
over here. Say again?
Explain where you are when you're like
you're on your back on the ground like this. The guy has his head here, his arms underneath, clasped like this. And
you have your arms straight up in the air, and the guy has his arms and head wrapped around that arm and your head. And
correct.
What that's doing is causing your shoulder to crush into your carotid artery.
Carotid artery.
It's cutting it's a blood choke. It's cutting blood flow to your brain. And that's essentially going to make you go to sleep. And the more and more he gets to the side of you, parallel to you, if you will, while he's squeezing that, the more pressure there is. Now, Benoit did a great job in getting there and getting that pressure, but Dan did a really good job of making space from that carotid artery by grabbing his hand that's forced to be up above his head and pulling it down to separate his shoulder from his carotid artery. Even if it's just an inch of space it's enough to let blood flow go, you know.
And it was, and even at some point, if you remember, he got his arms low enough to go around the bottom of his leg, like his back of his knee, so that he could like push down even more. It was insane. But you know, so I give him tons of credit. But Benoit, unlike a lot of fighters, they would try to just do that forever. Like, I'm gonna get this, and then they tire themselves out, because you got to understand he's squeezing, you know. So these muscles are getting used. What was really cool is he's like, okay, I've tried this for a minute and a half, 2 minutes tops. It's not working. You got to do something else. And he did something else. And he brought some heavy hands. Dan Hooker, I don't think was ever out, but he couldn't. And I think you were saying in our text thread, like Herb Dean, or someone was saying Herb Dean let that go a little bit longer than maybe you would have liked. But he was I agree. He was talking to him. He's standing right there. Herb's like, Dan, defend yourself, do something, you know, because there was only like 10 seconds left in that round. So
you got to understand, these guys, dude, my refs know me. Do you know what I mean? I have like 6 refs that I've ever dealt with.
Mm-hmm.
They all know me.
Yep.
They talk to you in the back. They know you. They know your style of fighting. They know kind of who you are. They know. So like Herb Dean has dealt with Dan a bit, you know, because you're not just dealing with the ref that's reffing your fight. You're dealing with all of the refs, and they all talk to you, and they're all dealing with you at some point, whether it be in the back, whether it be when you're walking out and they're checking you out for your cup and putting the fucking Vaseline on your face, or they're the one in the cage, because they alternate. They all are alternate positions. So you're dealing with them at all times, every time you fight, every single rep. So Herb knows Dan like well, and likely Dan probably always tells him, fucking give me every chance you got if I get into some trouble. You know what I mean? Let me die.
Yeah.
And so Herb knows that. He knows how tough Dan is, and he knows he wants to go out on his shield. So Herb's going to give him every opportunity possible before he stops that fight. And I got to be honest, if he would have stopped it sooner, I would have been upset for Dan. Not that I saw it going any differently.
Right.
I wanted a guy like Dan Hooker, how savage he is. Like, I want to see him. He might. If you go back and look at Frankie Edgar and Gray Maynard, that fight Gray Maynard had done, he fucked up Frankie Edgar. But if that fight would have been stopped, Frankie Edgar is never world champion.
Correct.
You know, so like there are these fine lines that these refs have to play, and so they're trying to give you every opportunity. That's why they communicate with you. A lot of times you can't see it as the viewer on TV, but when you're in the cage, they're talking to you. You'll hear them say, "Fingers in, don't poke in the eye, watch your heads," you know, just shit like that. They're giving you commands as you fight. When you're in a submission, or maybe you're getting fucking ground and pounded, they're like, "You got to move, you got to fight back, defend yourself." They're telling you this. Watch the knee. He's grounded. Watch the knee. You know what I mean? Because they're telling you, you might be about to do something illegal. So they're always communicating with you. I thought that was a great stoppage by Herb Dean. I got no complaints. It seems like it went a little long, but for a guy like Dan Hooker, it was appropriately stopped. You know,
man, that's a very good explanation. That I have nothing more to add. It was just, that was perfectly said. Dan Hooker, and again, like I said, at no point was he like out. You know, he never went limp or anything. And then 10 more strikes. It was just like he has no defense left, so he's just curling up. And you nailed it. Herb Dean gave him every chance. He knows Dan Hooker. I think big things are coming for Saint Denis. Not sure who he gets next, but it's gonna be. I've heard rumors of Patty. We'll see what happens. That. Patty got beat up.
I'd like that fight a lot.
That would be a great fight. I think we'll see that. Because just at the top of that division, there's just so you got Max Holloway, Charles Oliveira. They're going to fight soon. Then you got Arman and Justin as the interim champ. But then you have Ilya. It's like, oh, man, what's going to happen at the top of this division this year is going to be really cool to find out. But I do know towards the end of this year, Saint Denis is definitely going to be up in that upper echelon, those top 5. I'll give him that. KDL says, Jeremy, wrap it up and go Future Kids. Fine. We're going to review the last fight here. and then I'm gonna go feed my kids because I typically starve them. Kenneth is I actually don't feed them ever. So
even after the stream, you just
right. I eat in front of them. I'm like, oh, this is so good. So the final fight, I don't have much to say more than what I said earlier. It wasn't the worst fight we've ever seen. It wasn't uneventful. It wasn't pipe down over there. It wasn't bad. You know what I mean? Both fighters hella skilled. Great strikes. There was a moment where I jumped out of my chair when Diego dropped him in the third round. I was like, oh my God, there it is. But then Volk, it was like he literally straight up, and you watch the replay, because a lot of people are like, no, he tripped. Like he got clipped, and you see the eyes, you know, especially you as a fighter, you've seen him, you've had him. He's like, uh-oh. He goes down, but boom, shoots right back up. I was like, what? Wow. So it was a good fight, but it was the same exact fight because Diego dropped him in the first fight too. He dropped him in like the second round. So there was no point where I was like, oh wow, this is so much different. And Diego figured out some stuff and Alex got worse or whatever. It was just like, yeah, this is a good fight, but it's the same exact fight we saw almost a year ago. And great. You know, I was frustrated that Diego didn't, like, fourth and fifth round. You got to know you're losing. You might have won one of those first three rounds, but you got to know so like, just go for it, bro. Just die. Like you said it, like, Dan, just die on your shield, man. Just go for it. So
here's the thing. One thing that I pointed out was that like Volk whipped his ass in the last fight. And, you know, I had to go back and rewatch that fight because I thought it was
I should have done that.
Closer. I thought it was way closer when I initially watched it. And I had this thing in my head. I was like, wow, Volk edged it. But damn, good thing he's champ again. Fuck yeah, I'm stoked for him.
Right.
Lopez will get it. And then I rewatched the fight and I was like, oh my God, no, you fucking whipped his ass. And the one thing that I brought up was I was like, I think it's going to be a similar style of Volk. He's going to be faster. He's going to be more dynamic. He's going to have better combinations. He's going to be more in and out, have better footwork. But his likelihood he's going to get clipped, I was like, he's certainly going to get clipped. Diego hits hard as a motherfucker. And I think he's only gotten a year older. So his ability to recover is going to decline. I was wrong. Well, I don't know. I was wrong in that regard, but necessarily because he got clipped twice in the first fight, just once in this fight. And he popped right back up like nothing.
Isn't that crazy?
And by the way, he does that a lot. He seems to get clipped in a lot of his past fights the same way. He'll hit a knee, he'll drop like real quick, pop right back up.
Pop back up. Do they work on that in training?
I just think sometimes when you get clipped, it's not always like a concussive thing. It's just kind of like your legs go. It's weird.
Sure.
I don't know how else to describe it, but your legs go and then you're totally fine. It's so strange, but that is essentially what happened, except he just didn't get hit. He made a more flawless performance a year later. So, you know, and
he's older. He's 37.
But I thought it was the inverse. I thought it was going to be the same really, really high level performance, but he was going to get clipped and TKO'd. And in fact, I was wrong. It was the same high level performance, but better, and he didn't get touched. You know,
I mean, his nickname is Alexander the Great. I mean, he really lives up to it because we had both talked about it, and you're just touching on it. Like when you're in the game as long as Alex, it's like when you're a bodybuilder, a weightlifter, whatever. Like your PRs are very small. Like you snatch, you get that 300-pound snatch, and the next one was like 302 or 305. Yeah. You know, it's very small. So when you're Alex, you've been in this game forever. You've all but peaked. Mm-hmm. So just logically, whatever, Diego, much younger, very good fighter, should have like closed that gap. There should be a
bigger PR.
I think correct, and I think he did. I think Diego closed the gap, but Alex still was that much better. It was phenomenal to see.
He's got a fight IQ that is like going to be hard pressed to find anybody to beat it. Like not head to head, but just like in the UFC in general. He's got the highest fight IQ, and he's the GOAT of the featherweight division of all time.
I agree.
He surpasses Jose Aldo with respect to Jose, but
he tied Jose for most title defenses in the featherweight. But it's fine. That's great. So they still have that tie. But I think fight IQ, longevity, everything he's got. Finishes, he's got it. He's so freaking good
as well. I mean,
correct. Fighting, I mean, Islam. I mean, come on, But it'll be interesting. Do we see a retirement? He didn't retire in the octagon. Typically, if they're going to retire, that's typically how they do it, right? They just, hey, this is it. They take the gloves off.
Why would you
retire? Really cool moment. Because he's 37 and he's beating everybody,
right? But you're making.
I'm not saying he should. I'm not saying he should.
And you have fucking Evlov Mozav fucking Var, whatever the fuck his name is. He's just a wrestler. It's like Volk's like, come on. I would love a wrestling fight. Do you know what I mean?
Matter of fact,
Mozavar, Mozavar, some shit. I can't.
Right there, yeah, you said it. You said it back. Movzar. That's hard to say. Movzar Ivlyov.
Yeah, and he's like one of them grappling fucking Russian motherfuckers. And like Volk is gonna invite that because he's like, fuck, I don't have to do this stand-up war. Like,
dude, Gene Silva jumped up 4 spots after beating Arnold Allen.
Hey, you know what Volk needs to do is fucking is whoop up on fucking Mozar, fucking Mojave, whatever the fuck his name is. Evil. He needs to whoop up on him and then retire and not face Gene.
I'm with you on that. That would be a very
just retire. You're too old. We don't want to see you get flatlined again. Just fucking and maybe he does the same thing to fucking Gene that he does to fucking Lopez, but fuck, I don't want to risk it. I'm like, I'm good.
Agreed. Agreed. Like
solidify your last defense to fully kind of ingrain yourself 100%, zero doubt in anybody's mind. Go to the featherweight division, move on. Like,
yeah. So it'll be again. It'll be really interesting to see where Alex goes, who he gets next. It most likely will be that crazy word scramble of a name that we can't say. But then Diego Lopez also would be very interesting for him. I mean, he's number 2 ranked. Even today with the updated rankings, he's still number 2. The unfortunate thing, and correct me if I'm wrong, but as long as Alexander is the champ, they're not going to fight again. There's just no – why would you do a third fight? So – Dana White is praying to God that either one of a few things, and I don't think this will happen, but Diego decides, you know what, I'm just going to go up to lightweight.
That's what I was going to say. I think
go up to lightweight and see what you can do there.
I think that's
you don't have to lose as much weight. I agree. That'd be great. Go up. You don't have to lose a crap ton of weight. Go up a division. See what you can do there. Alex retires. That's number 2. Or some magical way, word scramble name beats Volkanovski and takes the belt. Then, but the retirement, maybe after another fight. So maybe in 6 months, maybe he gets a White House fight. I don't know. Or Diego moves up in weight. But I part of me feels, now don't jump on me here, but part of me feels for the guy. Because you took the champ to 2 5-round fights. The first one, as you're recalling, because you watched it again, it was not as close as a lot of people, including myself, thought. The second fight was definitely a little closer, but still Alex was still better. You took the guy to 5 rounds twice. You got a decision to make, man. Do you just hang out in that division and beat up on the 2 through 10 or the 3 through 10 fighters or whatever, or do you go up and see what you can do in a division where, like you pointed out, a lot of guys are old, a lot of guys are taking off, they're going for green pastures. Be really interesting to see what happens with the kid. But I did want to bring up Burns. I love him. It was either Alexander the Great or Alexander the Volkswagen. I think they made the right call on that. Yeah.
So the thing that makes it enticing for Diego to wait and hang around in 45 is that if by some chance Mosvar fucking beats Volk, well, Mosvar beat Diego already, but Diego's next in line for the title. So then they can have that rematch for the title.
That would play out perfectly. That would be.
I just don't see there's any fucking chance in hell of Volk losing that fight.
I don't.
No fucking way.
I don't. I think Alex wins one more time against Mosvar. I think he then retires right there in the octagon, and then that belt becomes vacant.
Yeah, and then you can have Diego and Yair fight for it.
Yeah,
and then
Diego
beats Yair Rodriguez for the title, gets the title, then fights John again. For the title.
What about Mosvar?
Defense. Mosvar can kick rocks. I don't give a fuck what happens then.
Well said. Well said. Well said. So that was UFC 325. Not, in my opinion, all around, not as good as 324. That being said, 324's main card was like double this size. And so like it had to be really good. And that main event was just incredible. So maybe not quite as good, but I still think we got spoiled very much so. There is a UFC fight night. We're not gonna review it right now. Don't you worry. There is a UFC fight night. Maybe we'll review it later, or we'll preview it later in the week, possibly. But you have Batista and Silva. Is it Silva? Let's see. Maybe the internet will tell me if I look. We have.
Yeah, it's Batista and it's Mario Batista versus gosh. Oh,
technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. Why are we not remembering? It's like we're old or something. Come on, upcoming.
Those are title fight.
There it is. Oliveira. So that's our next UFC on Paramount Plus again. There are some good fights on here, so maybe we will preview it later. But I think this is going to be an unbelievable fight. We know both bring it, but we really know Mario Batista really brings it. Like every fight, he will bring it and go until the bell or someone's knocked out. So that'll be cool to watch. But yeah, we definitely got spoiled. Not a whole lot going on. Well, you got the Super Bowl. We already talked about that. Just make a guess. Who's your? You don't even have to say why. Like, who is your guy or who is your team? Who's going to win the Super Bowl?
Seahawks, because I don't want to see the Patriots win it again. Is that a reason?
Answer. That's a great answer. That's a great answer, bro.
I'm just like, I'd like some fresh blood in there.
I mean, I've talked to a lot of people who have already said that, since finding out who's going to play. I picked the Seahawks for that reason too. Now, as a Packer fan, I should hate the Seahawks, and I kind of do, but I don't want to see the Patriots win again. But more so than that, because I do pay attention to football, Seattle's defense is on another level of football. Like they are back to like 10, 12 years ago when Russell Wilson was there, and then they had just this crazy defense and Bobby Wagner and
is this going to be a blowout?
I don't think it'll be a blowout.
I've been told it's going to be boring as shit.
It could be, because Patriots have a good defense too. I'm not gonna. They're no schlubs either. But like this Seahawks defense is insane, and their offense is very, very formidable. So because of that reason, I think defense wins championships, and I think it will this coming Sunday. So yeah, I go Seahawks. Outside of that, not much going on else in sports, unless you know something. CrossFit, same song and dance. We'll keep preaching it until it happens. But sign up for the Open, get in there, test yourself. Or if you don't want to test yourself, you don't care how fit you are, fine, that's fine. Because I don't really care. I know I'm fit enough, but I just get in there with your gym, get in there with your people, cheer somebody on. You know, just participate in the aura that is the CrossFit Open, because it's
Friday Night Lights is fucking. It's a blast.
It's a blast. It's such a good time.
Although you tell me, I don't know if I can do it. I can't get full extension anymore.
Oh, the elbow's still a little. Yeah. I mean, it looks.
Not that I'm in contention for anything competitively. CrossFit.
Yeah, there goes your
But Killer might
right
find
there.
me in a video and say no rep. You know what I mean?
I'll tell him to give you some grace. But outside of that, I mean, there's tons of content. There's obviously Savant's channel. There's the barbell spin. There's WOD prep. Speaking of which, they'll be live. I just looked it up, 7:30 Central Standard Time. So just over an hour from now, if you want to hear John Young yell a lot, CJ with his incredibly sultry voice, and Claire Bays bringing the common sense. Go
Clinton's
check them
going
out.
on tomorrow.
Clinton's are live tomorrow?
Yeah, they're live tomorrow.
I'm
going
on
over
it.
the Epstein files.
God, Lise, I can't even think anymore. Yes, I will be back tomorrow with Garrett.
Oh, you're on there?
With Pat. Yeah, I'm on that panel.
Nice.
With Garrett.
I'm gonna be in the
Pat,
comments talking
Bree.
shit.
Please be in there. Please be in there. We might actually bring you on someday.
Come on.
But so Bree, Pat Lang, myself, Garrett, and then Will Plummer, usually aka CrossFat. He's not really, CrossFat, you know what I'm saying? But he makes an appearance. I tell you what was funny last week. People thought I was pouting. I was not pouting. I just got to everybody has a certain bandwidth. Everybody has a certain level that you'll go to with somebody, whether it's a debate or whatever. And then you just realize, hey, man, I'm wasting my words. I'm wasting my breath, and I just need to take a step back. And that's what happened with two of the panel members last week with me. I just got to the point where I was like, I said what I need to say, and a lot of people resonated with what I was saying, and a lot of people disagreed with what they were saying, so I didn't need to argue anymore. So you got a little cray-cray, but we're going to see if we can just, not get too heated, stay a little calm, cooler heads prevail. It's kind of hard with Pat Lang. But join us tomorrow at 4:35 Central Standard Time for some hot topics, what's going on, Epstein, basically Epstein, ICE, whatever, all the things that are going on. We will talk about them. We'll try to keep it cool. But thank you guys, man. Seriously, KDL, Byrne, freaking G, Colleen, Meg. Obviously, was CrossFit in here. Trish, the love of my life, was in here for a little while. Joseph. Who else is there? There's a lot of you guys. You guys showed out. Clock Cutter, you guys showed out today, and I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. So thank you guys for being here. We'll keep
thanks everybody. Before we sign off, I got one thing. I'm going to share my screen here for a minute. Jerm doesn't know I'm doing this, but I'm going to fucking blow up his spot. I don't give a fuck. I'll fuck him up. So if he's got a problem with it,
true.
Let me see. Share screen.
Do I have to unshare mine?
No, you're good. I already removed it. So I got a GoFundMe here set up for Big Germ. He did not ask of this. Okay. It was set up by a dear friend of his, a good man. And he has 6,000 out of 8,000 raised. Context of the situation is he's been going through a long, strenuous, hardcore fucking, so many details that Germ could go on for days about, in how messy divorces can be. And this is a fight for his kids, and he needs some coin. It's not for him, it's for attorneys, because attorneys were never supposed to be involved in the first place. And of course, things get messy, and people get vindictive, and they want to take everything you have, including your kids. And so the fight for Germ is to keep his rights to his kids, and force allow him to pay for attorneys to fight the fight that he's unable to, because unfortunately we can't just sit there and represent ourselves. We need attorneys in a court of law to represent us, to better ensure that we get the outcome of what is deserving of both parties. And if you go down in this description, I urge you to read this full description, because it goes down and says Jeremy is determined to truly fight for what matters. He is not seeking to win against anyone, but undo some of the harm that has been done to secure the best future of them. I mean, this is one thing that I'm like really passionate on, is that like divorces are ugly and they suck, and it's mostly shitty for the kids. But one thing I never want to see is a father who's a good man like Germ, stands up for what he believes in, has good values, is a good parent, and nobody should ever be taking their kids away. And it should always be joint, and it should always be civil. And unfortunately, it's just not something that we live in. And some people are going to take advantage of the justice system to try to, take from those who maybe maybe they feel hurt by, or maybe just some interpersonal relationships that don't affect the relationships that each individual parent should have with the kid, you know. And so they have multiple kids. Germ is out here fighting for his kids, fighting for his rights. So if anybody listening, please go donate $10, go donate $50, $1, whatever it is. Throw him some cash. He's got attorney fees to pay for. We don't want to see a good man lose his kids. And you know, with that, I'll shut up. But support your boy.
Thank you, brother. That's
and there's a video that Jerm posted to his Facebook as well. So if you go to Jeremy's Facebook, he's got it posted on there that gives a little bit of context and explanation to it. This is an incredibly difficult thing to do as a man. We do not want to ask for help for anything. And so don't anyone mistake this as somebody, you know, asking for a handout. It's completely antithetical to that. He's humbly coming to us as friends of his, as fellow men, as parents ourselves, to say, I can't do this on my own. I need some help. And that's his explanation of a GoFundMe that was set up by someone else. So understand the context. Let the man help the man fight for his legal, have a financial backing to have his legal presence, fight for him so that he gets an equal custody. Said and done, final gavel pounded on the fucking court stand so that these kids can equally be treated fairly between both parents, and Germ is not fucking sitting here because he can't afford an attorney that his wife or his ex-wife, sorry. But you get what I'm saying. Go support them. Throw some cash at him if you got it. If you got some spare change laying around, throw 50 cents in there. Fuck it. Do something. Help him out. You could do. Germ's a good dude. We're all advocating for him. We're all rooting for him. So,
thank you, brother. Man, thank you. That means more than I don't have enough words to be to express the level of gratitude. It's a situation I never thought I'd be in. It's a situation I never wanted my kids to be in. It's a situation I don't want anybody to be in. It's horrible. It's terrible. And it goes so much deeper. Our podcast will go for 2 more hours if I explain the ins and outs and what's happened and taken place. And all I can say is thank you. Dylan, thank you. Love you, dude. Honored to do this with you. And anybody that does donate, thank you. If you can't, totally get it. I totally understand. But all of it goes to attorneys. I'm not taking this and going on vacation. I promise you that. So yeah, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Throw some cash at the man. He's a good dude. You know, he's a good dude, and we all need help sometimes. We forget that. We want to fucking bash people with GoFundMes and shit like that. Fuck that. We need help sometimes. So, you know, help a man out, and it's for a good cause. Like you said, he ain't going on fucking vacation with this shit. He's paying for attorneys. And to ask for $8,000 for fucking attorneys over the course of fucking 2-3 years, like, come on. Like, that's pennies on the dollar. So, you know.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. I appreciate the hell out of you, man, because I know that you're a good dude. I know that you're a great father. I know that you have great values, and I'm happy to be your co-host. I'm happy to be your friend.
Thank you.
So, you know,
we're going to make out so hard after this.
We're going to talk about rear naked, baby.
Let's go. Oh, thank you, brother.
Yeah, buddy.
All right.
So, with that, fuck it. Yeah. Sign off. Go to the link. I didn't post a link, but it's on. If you just go to GoFundMe and Google Jeremy Williams, it'll pop up with this picture right here. If you go to Jeremy's Facebook, there's a link and the video. I encourage you to go watch the video as well. Support in any way you can. Cool,
thank you, brother.
Love you guys.
Peace out, guys.
Megatron, KDL, Burn. Who's that? Bernie Gannon.
It is.
Who else was popping in? We had some good
Trish was in there. Joseph was in there.
Yeah, Trish did show up. We had Olivia. We had a good turnout. So hopefully it continues to grow. Hopefully we continue to entertain people. And you know, thanks again for the Glintons for allowing us on their platform. Shout out to their sponsors. Vindicate, always awesome. Vindicate wear. I got the backpack. I got the Jesus shirt. Couple other things. I got the back in the day when he had the what was it? Make fitness mandatory.
Yeah.
Have that shirt. Love that shirt. Go get your Vindicate gear. Go get a skateboard if he's still selling those or doing the thing. Get Primal Mobility. Do your things. Help out the channel. Help out the sponsors. The Glintons are awesome, amazing people. Go check out their other episodes coming up tomorrow and in the following days of this week. Make sure you don't miss any of it. The CF Network with Sevi on his channel, and then the Sevon channel as well always has shows streaming. So go check all those out. Love you guys.
You're the man. Love you. Peace out.
Peace.